I'm Bhoopati Rapolu, based in the United States, working for a company called CYIENT. So I've been in the industry for nearly 20 years, particularly in advanced IT systems using artificial intelligence and big data for providing solutions to industries such as utilities and communications. So for the past 8 years or so, I have spent my time delivering digital solutions to utilities industry. So if you see historically, as the civilizations progress, the preferred temperature thresholds for comfortable living are shrinking. When it comes to built environment and comfortable living temperatures, most of the developed world have a narrow band of temperatures for living, and the developing world is also fast catching up. So this means any minor change in the climate has a direct impact on energy demand to keep that equilibrium, right? Major trends such as urbanization, industrialization, expanding habitat into more extreme parts of the world, such as Antarctic, Arctic, or too hot places like Sahara, are increasing our demand for energy. And the other trend is the plethora of devices that we are building, and most of this digital devices require a narrow band of temperature to function effectively. So all this leads to a huge demand of energy to keep the temperature balanced. So any change of climate would have a direct impact on this. If you see any climate change that triggers natural disasters such as storms, snow, floods, hurricanes, etc., and those events have heavy impact on utility assets. Utilities have started facing this impact with growing concerns of climate change, and they started preparing for it. And I think across the world, there is a strong case today to start working on preparing for this mitigation process. Infrastructure currently designed for historical climatic conditions is more vulnerable to future weather extremes and climatic changes. The possibilities were grave. For example, lower efficiencies, higher expenses, and more power outages. And even this all happens while the demand for energy is growing steadily. So I think climatic conditions would have a stronger impact going ahead given the climate change on utilities assets. For example, Hurricane Katrina in 2005 forced Entergy utility based in New Orleans into a Chapter 11 bankruptcy because they lost most of their assets. Recently in 2017, Hurricane Irma made a landfall in Caribbean and Florida. A Category 4 and 5 storm, Irma damaged over 90% of the buildings on the island of Barbuda, and caused the fourth largest blackout in the US history. The total cost of damage was about $50 billion. And the Irma was no outliner. Since 1958, the frequency and intensity of serious Atlantic hurricanes like Irma has risen. We see a clear upward trend in hurricanes like Irma. The other thing is about wildfires in the West. Right, when the homes are built in areas prone to wildfires, power companies follow them, placing their own assets at a higher risk. These can even exacerbate the problem if sparks from power lines ignite. Fires also emit additional carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases that contribute to the climate change. So it's a vicious circle. California witnessed 15 out of 20 largest wildfires in its history since 2000, in the last 22 years. And they suffered 10 of the most costly and destructive fires just in the last 5 years. So the trend is very clear. The climatic change is real, and it's happening, and it's growing. So these examples indicate that utilities need to be prepared to safeguard their assets. Utilities notice this trend in climatic changes, they started preparing for it. There were many research studies undertaken to estimate this damage. But according to one of the studies by McKinsey, it is estimated that by 2050, the cost of damages and lost revenues would rise by 23%. Uh, that that's a huge uptick on maintenance costs of utility assets. So utilities are addressing this risk by strengthening the grid, making strategic investments in batteries and microgrids, and working with new partners that bring innovative digital technologies. For example, California's investor-owned utilities announced that they have plans to spend close to $11 billion to reduce wildfire risk in 2021 and 2022 alone, in just 2 years. So the preparations are underway, and globally, utilities are recognizing the need for strengthening their grid. I don't think so. We have made a significant progress in the last 100 years in harnessing renewable energy, but we are still significantly short of meeting the demand entirely using renewable energy sources. And the demand is continuously growing. Unless we mitigate demand side, the imbalance may continue for a long time to achieve environmentally sustainable energy position. I think we need to address this problem at both sides. I think US is definitely geared up for moving towards renewable energy generation faster and faster. Uh, 10 years ago, in the United States, nearly 80% of electricity was produced using natural gas, petroleum, and coal, and probably another 10% from nuclear. So that leaves only about 10% of electricity was produced by renewable energy sources, such as wind, solar, and water. However, we are moving towards renewable energy sources rapidly. Today, the renewable generation stands at around 20%, and we expect to increase it to 22% by the end of this year and 24% in 2023, that is next year. So, US has an ambitious goal of reaching 50% of energy from renewables by 2030, by the end of this decade. And that seems possible, actually. So I'm pretty confident looking at the growth year on year. There is a massive adoption of wind energy and solar energy. Both are taking place, and at a rapid pace. And at the same time, solar is being adopted by residential customers for making a break even of their energy consumption, and sometimes even they are producing and feeding back to the grid as well. So this trend is going to continue, and I see that one of my customers here in the US is deploying wind and solar renewable energy plants, and that's growing 20% annually. And I have been supporting this customer for the past 3 years, and the trend is continuous, and they expect to see similar trend of 20% growth for the next 3 to 4 years. In fact, last night, President Biden was talking and State of the Union speech, and he announced that renewable energy and EVs adoption will be higher, and the US has a grand plan of setting up charging points across the world, across the United States, using the state fund. So the adoption is higher, and the state government regulation is supporting towards the adoption of EVs as well.